All right, let's get started. Make sure we're up on Twitch. Looks like it. Okay. So, what I did the other, I have an error. Looks like. Oh, that was just all right. So I created a bunch of new routes. Now that I refactored everything, it's super easy. Um, so when you sign up, you need to verify your email. The way you do it, the way we're doing that is sending. Um, Once you create an account, an email is sent to you with a code or a link that has a code. You click on that link. You go to a page that verifies you, redirects you to the homepage, and then um, yeah. So we needed two routes for this. One is to send the verification email, and the other is to actually verify the user once they click on the link that has the code. Similar thing for resetting the password. If they, so to reset the password, basically they click on something to choose to reset the password. Or no. This will be on, yeah, this can be either while they're logged in if they need to reset it, or if they forgot their password, so they need to log in but they don't have their password. So you go to, so something on the front end will say reset password or change password. They click on it, email is sent, and then right now we don't care how the front end does that because we're creating the back end APIs. So all we care about is to send a email, send an email that has a code and some information about them, and then there's another route where they send that code back along with their new password and everything. We don't need to worry about implementation details right now, just the data. Actually, let me check. So, the request body, I actually made a mistake on this. So, the request body should have, so it should say the user, because that will be sent in the email that the user gets. So, the front end will be able to get that from the API. Let's actually go and fix this right now. So this is routes. Yeah, we're going to need to fix this as well. So the request body, you need the code that was generated for them for the email. And then so the user ID will be in the parameters. Just examples. Yeah, I need the parameters here. It's not there, but here. Parameters. And then we'll have the name, user ID, type, string, description, unique. If I have to lose power or get cut off, it's because there's a storm here right now. So, unique ID of the user whose password is to be reset. Okay. Good. Now the body will contain we'll have to have the code. We've got the user. So user code, and then we'll need the password and a confirmation password. Type string description new password for the user. Then confirm password. Description. Confirmation password that should match the password. Terrible description, but it'll be good enough. And then, yeah, our response body is always going to be, it's just going to be success, contain true, always true, because otherwise it'll be an error. Update that. And we should get, we have some sort of error or something. Did I do it in the wrong one? What's going on? Oh, I updated it here. So, yeah, I haven't updated the example yet. Okay. And actually, I know I just got on, but I gotta do something real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So, what are we doing? We need to work on the examples. So this is for reset password. Our URL, our code. Need password. Password. 1, 2, 3. Gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 because we're changing it. And that's all I needed to change right there. Okay, good. I think that's all of my user routes. Let me push this or commit. Reset. Password API. That was close. Saw that out my window. Alright, next. Okay, so we've got our user data. Now we need to create our location data, I think. Because the location is going to have all of the tables. Yeah. A location is going to contain the tables. It's going to be a sub document. I'm actually thinking, I think tables should be its own document, and it will just have a reference to, it'll be referenced in, referenced from the location. But this requires some thought. So let's scale a draw. I think it is. Maybe not. Scale a draw. That's just .com. Okay, so I'm thinking, so we've got a location, right? And then within that location, we'll have tables. All right, so the tables. Now I have to decide, do I manage the location as a whole? So I'm thinking when I want to update who's at the tables, I'm thinking that what I should do is to update. Each table should be managed individually, but the and maybe the location can hold some. No. Yeah, so that way. So when we get to working with the what you call it, not webhooks, web something. I'll think of the word. No, I won't. When the server can contact the client, web. Jesus Christ. I'll get it one of these days. WebSockets. There we go. That was ridiculous. I feel stupid. Alright, so the server contact. Alright, so the webhooks. What we're doing is. Excuse me. So I think I want to. The webhook should go to the. Yeah, I think webhooks will manage each individual table. My original thought was that the front end would update the tables, but that causes a problem that now our state can be defined by the front end, which is an issue. Because if and someone could join a table and someone could join a table, the web socket fails to contact, something goes wrong. This person's at the table, but the table itself, this person's in the meeting, but doesn't show up on the table. And if someone leaves, then how do we ensure that they're not at the table? So I'm gonna go to Jitsi. Is it? Let's see, because Jitsi is what I'm using, and I want to check out the docs. I think I actually want to go to developer web SDKs. No, that's not what I want. So events, so webhook events. So no, we don't want webhooks because that's when basically Jitsi will send the message to us. I want to have a way to reach out to Jitsi and check the table. Okay, so this is not what I'm looking for. How to set default language, yada yada yada. Okay. I don't think there is. I don't think there's a way to reach out to their servers to check. Alright, well, we don't need to deal with that right now. What we need is to think about is our database structure. So what are going to be some of the benefits of working with so just open up vim something.txt. All right. So pros, cons. Splitting table into own database, or into own collection. So easier to individually address tables. Cons, need to merge data a lot, because when we're so I'm thinking, this is when we got to think of, I've got to think about the entire structure of it because of how location and tables are going to work. So right now, tables, I'm thinking that tables will be in their own database. So, their own collection. So instead of having just location, which has an array of tables, I'll just have locations and tables, and the location will have a list of the tables. That means it's going to create a new document every time, rather than if we need to create a table, it will create a new document rather than just updating an existing one. It's probably better, honestly. So that list of we'll probably have to duplicate some data because, so for example, the size of the table. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm so yawny. I'm not tired at all. So, like, for example, the size of the table. Now, I guess the size. So, size of 6 is our standard table. So, for a standard table to have 6 people, we'll mark the size on the table. That can just be because I'm going to need to predefine the seats, not just a count number. Because I want the seats to have IDs. The seats will definitely not be their own document or their own collection. So yeah, the location. Keep location and tables separate. That means, so I'm thinking about when we're updating this data, how are we going to handle it? I'm thinking when someone joins a table, it's going to reach out to the server, tell the server, join this table. Yeah. So that can handle that. There's got to be a way check from the server to check the status of a single meeting. Um, um, so, man, it's raining pretty hard out there. It's got to be. Let me see. Webhooks. So events. But do I want to rely on webhooks is the issue. Um. Let me see. Payload structure. Alright. Cool. So let's check out participant left. The webhook is called when a participant left the meeting. Moderator, true or false, name, full name of the participant, group, email, participants, universal, unique identifier, yada yada, avatar, disconnect, reason, breakout. Yeah, so it's not. It doesn't give me any info about the meeting itself. The question is if I can rely on these webhooks. I think I can. Yeah. So this means okay. So I'm looking and I think what I can do, but hold on, is this when a participant left the meeting? Okay. Participant left lobby. Description uploaded, chat uploaded, room destroyed. Okay. When a participant joined the meeting. So I'm guessing that this is when you actually, not when the iframe appears, but when you click to join into the meeting. Participant joined lobby. Yeah, okay, so the okay. I think I'm going to try relying on the webhooks. Because it's the only good way I can make sure. Now, alright, I'm going to try relying on the webhooks, see if that's the best way to do it. So what this means is, yes, locations and tables will be different. Um, yeah, locations and tables are going to be separate. Tables are going to be their own entity, their own collections. Um, yeah. All right, done, decided. So, what we need to do here is we need to create another thing here. So this is going to be location, and in here we're going to create routes.js. Open that up. And routes.js over here just so we can reference it. So, export default. This will be an object. So this route. So what do we need to do with locations? I'm not gonna create a way to create locations because it's gonna be really rare, and I'll just go and manually do it in the database. Maybe in the future I'll have like a page something separate for the like employees or something, people who are managing the site. But for now, no. So the name. So this first one, first route. Let's just do get location. So you can get. There's only probably gonna only be a couple routes for this. Off the top of my head, get location is the only one. Get location, data. So, yeah, okay, this is. Oh yeah, so yeah. First, we want to create. Yeah. So name. Location object. Title. Location object. Data. Properties. Right. Data is an object. All right. Properties. So I'm gonna refer back to my. It's probably gonna be a little bit different, but what I've already created here. So location. So it's gonna have a name. Yeah, obviously. So name, type, string, description, name, location name. Got to make this an object. Identifier. Now this is where I'm not sure if I really need an identifier. It's gonna have an ID. the tables will need to have some sort of identifier for the name, because every room has to have a name. So when we open up a Jitsi meeting, we need to have a name for it. So that will be something like location name and location name and then table name or table number or something like that. And then maybe CoSphere added in there somewhere just to make it unique to us. So I don't think we need that identifier, to be honest. I hope that doesn't come back to bite me in the ass and I need it and gotta go and update a bunch of stuff, but I don't think I need it. So basically the name and then the tables. Type. We need a type. I don't like using type. It's often a keyword of some sort. So basically, this I intend to create. So they'll have like a default location or offices or maybe auditoriums stuff. So an office would be like a private one. So this is just a public one. Maybe just public or private. Some locations. No, we can have. Yeah, so second. Yeah, I think we should just make it public or private. And then, if it contains. If it's private, then it'll need to have a list of users. Which is fine. I think that's the right way to go. So public type is Boolean. Description determines whether location is open to public. If not public, location will contain a list of users. Alright, good. Then here we'll put name users. Type. This will be. Let me see. It's going to be an array of users. I'm going to call these members. I remember from the other time. That'll make it easier to determine the difference between a user and a member, which sounds weird because a member is a user, but it does make a difference when I'm looping through arrays and shit, and yeah, just makes that generally easier. Now, let's check the Stripe docs for how they. So I want to put like an array of users right here. I want to see how they do it, because we could do something like array of user, or we could do user, do something like that. I want to see how Stripe does it. I like their docs, so, and that's what I've modeled everything else on, so I might as well keep doing it however they do it. Let's go to customers. So, array of strings. Okay. So they say, they just write out array. Okay. We'll do it that way then. Array of users. Alright. Description. If not public, list of users allowed to access this location. And then, okay, so public members. And I think just one more thing will be our tables. Type the array of, let's just keep this array of user, array of table. Description. So this is just going, yeah. Array of IDs to the tables contained at this location. I think that'll be it. We've got to create an example now. Let's make sure we're not going to be rendering it because import location. It's not. Yeah, we need to create this first. From / location / location.svelte. So we still have to create that. And over here, I'm going to open up user.svelte. Script. Import. Create event dispatcher. This will be very similar. Svelte. Dispatch. Create event dispatcher. There we go. Port route from Svelte import routes from /routes.js. Still the same. Now, I could refactor this like I did the other ones, but it's only going to be a few of these. It's not much code, and I don't feel like refactoring again. I think the work to refactor won't be worth the payoff. In the future, if I need to, I will. But for now, no. Div ID, location. My message. Ah, yeah. Damn it. There we go. And then to location. Location. A co-sphere office containing tables for users to join. Public locations can be accessed by all users, and public locations can be accessed by all users. What the fuck was I gonna say? My brain stopped working. And are generally named for cities. Not an office, a location. Private locations are created and named by those that own them. That should be good enough for now. And I'm just going to do the same thing here. Each routes as route. Give class divider. And route name. Route.name. Oops. Title. Route.title. Auth. Route.auth. I don't know why I'm not copy and pasting this, but I'm already past the point of no return. URL equals route.l. Data. Route.data. And then we need on display aside. So we can forward that. And then close that tag, and we will copy the style. That should be good. And then on our page, the main component, I believe we did import that. Yes. Good, good. Now we're going to need, is this still here? So, alright, we need to import location examples from /user/ location /examples.js. And I think we're going to need to merge these. Yeah. JavaScript append arrays. Alright. Concat. Yeah, okay. So, we'll just call this examples. We'll do equals user examples.concat location examples. And then, oh shit, then we're going to have clashes. No, I think we should be good because we have put like create user, get user, all that in here. Okay, good. Get token isn't great, but we'll work with that. That's fine. All right. So user examples needs to be changed to examples. Alright. Typed in the same thing. User example should only show up in this one place. Or two. Good. Alright, so that should handle... Okay, now we need to create... the examples. Samples.js. Good. And we'll open up over here as well for an example for our examples. Export default. It was get location. Title, get location. Okay. So, yeah, this one is going to be, oops, object. Now, what I'm going to do, I need to pull that up over here. Location and routes. So this object has there we go. Name, which will we'll just go with my city, Myrtle Beach. Type is a string. Wait. Shit. Yeah, so no, we don't have a type, we have public. Confusing myself. True. And members. This will not have anything. So I'm gonna put this here anyway. But what I'm gonna do is just type undefined. And tables be an array that will just contain some IDs. So let's create some IDs. And I have to start. And we use cosphere. Show collections. So I'm just gonna db dot nothing insert one. Oops. That's right. It has to have the object. This is nothing. Nothing is just gonna be my. If I need an ID, then I'll just grab this. And we go back. We'll add 3. So just do that. And that'll be good enough. So I'm actually going to have, man, I can't have, the way I set it up, I can't have more than one. Shit. Oh well. Oh well. I think it'll be fine. It's pretty clear what members is. It's just like tables. It's just a list of IDs. Alright, so that looks good to me. Tables is the last thing. Let's, I've got some errors here. Can't find location ./location.examples.js. That might be because I just created it. Looks good. Alright, let's see how it looks. Where am I? Where am I? Okay, here we go. Alright, internal error. Alright, what do we got? Unused CSS selector H1. It's causing an error? No, what? Oh, concat is not a function. Okay. Where am I? Why is it not? Console.log user examples. Okay. Oh, this is it's an object? Really? Huh. It is an object. What the That's really, really dumb of me. That should be an array, like, no doubt. Really, really stupid to do that way. Oops, sorry. Smacked the mic. So. Oh, God, I have to write. Oh, God. I'm using the key for the object as, like, something that should be a property. God damn it, this is so stupid. Why did I do this? That's why I did it, so I can reference it like that. Okay. So, that's not the right way to solve this. Let's see if we can JavaScript merge objects. It's probably a bad idea. Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So, well, first off, why am I... It should be const examples equal to... I'm actually going to do this. User examples and location. Location examples. Alright, that works. Now, we didn't create this in the menu, so let's go do that now. So, class main href location, and then location object, location object. How do we look? Okay, that looks great, actually. I don't know what I did to put that separation there, but it was perfect. that doesn't link. Because that is not showing up. Reset user password is our last one. Let's see why. So, we'll just walk through it. What am I doing? Page. So, import. Yeah, I know why. We need it down here. Location on display aside. We will display aside. And there we are. We got location and then our location object. Right. It's working. That's not showing up. Let's figure out why. Context is undefined. CTX1 undefined. Okay, so I'm guessing something on our page here. Wrong page. And let's console.log examples at event.detail.current aside. Also console.log event.detail.current aside. See what happens. Alright, I'm gonna clear this, reload it. So it was, why is display aside being, what? Oh, logging the user examples up there. Oops. Alright, we'll just clear this out. We'll click this, location object and undefined. So location object should be the name of it. Let's log out examples themselves. There we go. Reload. Quickie. Okay. Location object, undefined. Create user, delete user. Okay, we've got. Ooh, I called it. I mixed this up. Yeah. So that is our routes. I want our examples. Wrong example. So I called this get location, but this is location object. Location object. Alright, let's try that. Oh, that is frustrating. Location object. Location typo. All right. Click on it. There we go. Now, on our user object, let me see if that's the only thing we displayed. Is that one? Yep. Okay. I just want to make sure that we had the same sort of data for both of those. I wasn't missing anything on the location. That looks great, actually. So, let's get rid of our log statements. And save this. And I'm going to take a break. So I'll be back in a little bit. All right, we're back. So Yeah, just playing a little game as a break. I always recommend that. Like, not necessarily play a whole game, but just take a break and do something else for a minute. Refreshes your mind, even like 5 minutes. Helps me at least. Alright, so now we've just got to create our routes. What are our routes? So for location, don't need this right now. Alright, to get location, obviously. So all we really need is routes.js or location. So the name will be get location, title, get location, data. Nope, we've got an object. So I've got to open left and right, whatever. So get location, it's going to take parameters. Wait, we need method be get, and URL will be yes sphere.work / API / location / and then location ID. Yep. And then our data will just be the parameters, which is just the one. This should be, yeah, I think that's right. Object name location ID. The type is string. Description unique ID of the location to retrieve data. And then the only other thing we need is our response body. So our response body, I'm actually going to open up this so I can reference it. Our response body is just name, location, object, type, location, capital L, description, an object containing all of the data for the location. That's it. This is going to require auth, because in order for someone to get the data for a location to go to that, they're going to need to be authorized. They're going to need to have an account. Good. So create now our examples. Get location. Title. Get location. Pull up the user. Examples. Just trying to remember how I did this. Request. We don't have request. We just have parameters. Okay, URL. And then response. Okay. Sphere.work/API/location. And then let's use alright, let's go here. We'll just create a new one. Grab that. In our response, so our response is going to look just like our one up above. So name, Myrtle Beach, public. This one will be true. Members. Oh, this won't even be there if it's undefined. Tables. We can just copy that. And that should be it. So let's check this is work. We need to add it to the menu. It's not even running. Alright, error. I think that's in our examples. Get location, object. Got a comma. Still got an error. Man, it's a real pain in the ass. It doesn't show you where the error is. Let's check routes. Did we do the same thing somewhere? Probably. It all looks good. Aha. I see. Got to make this an object. Alright, that looks good. Alright, get location. Get location. Auth required. Goes to docs/auth. And there we go. Alright. That's good. All right. Save this. Add documentation for get location route. Good. All right. So let me look up. I just want to reference RESTful routes. This will just make me think about can I just okay, here we go. So let's just replace blogs with locations. So display a list of all locate. We are going to need that. We are going to need that. Because on each location, we're going to want to display a list of public locations. So, and probably, yeah, we'll start right. So, we will go to the menu first, add that. This will be get locations. So let's get accessible. So the thing is, this is going to be what this is going to return is a list of all of the public locations or locations that the user has access to. So, for example, it will list all of the cities where we have locations, and it will also return if a user is a member of a private location. Then it will display that for them as well. So, what do we think? Get accessible locations. Available locations. Usable. I think available locations. Available locations. I think that'll be good. What we need to add, we actually need to add something to our routes. We need to add a little description. So probably most of them don't need a description. They're obvious, but something like this will need a description. So let's get this, let's just get this working and then we'll add that in. All right, so this is good. Now, routes.js. Name the get locations. The title will be get available locations. Method is get URL https cosphere.work/API/location. auth true, and then our data. So we don't need, there's no parameters. It's a GET request, so there's no request. It's just going to be response. Response body. Body. Let's fix that up there. Oops. So this is just going to return. It'll just have one. Name will be locations. Type array of location. Description. An array of locations that are available to the user, both public and private locations. So I think that description is good enough. We don't need a description for the actual one, so that'll make it clear. So you'll be able to read it and see the description of the response. I think that's all we need for that. And then we need to create an example. Get locations, title, get available locations. We don't need the URL. All we need is our response. So this is just going to be locations and an array, and let's use so I'll use that. Whoops. So locations, we'll do 3 of them for the example. Damn it. Oh, wait, no. The response, we want it to be more than that. Okay, let's just keep doing this and then we'll update that. Yeah. So the response will be array of location, because we're only going to send, do we want, yeah, no, we want to send the full location data. Okay. Yeah, because that's fine. The problem is so members, actually now that I'm thinking about it, members should not be here. So that will be something we'll use on the back end. But it won't be displayed to that will not be displayed to the users. So that's just some back-end data. until we get to dealing with the owner of the private locations, for which we'll create another route for that to keep it separate. So my general idea is that members should not be displayed to other members. The list of members shouldn't be made known to anybody. The only person who should be able to see a list of members is the owner of the private location. So what we're going to do here, when we get to creating the private locations, what we'll do is if we want to get the members data, we'll create a separate route to retrieve that data for just the owner of the private location. But here we don't want to display that. Okay, so we can just remove it there and save that, and actually .js. Let's remove that from here. So okay, that's just saying location. Okay. All right, we're good. But this will contain a list of locations, so not just the IDs. We don't want to have to do another fetch just for that. The location data has very little, so we'll send that, and then that will have a list of tables, which will then be sent, which then you'll make a request for those tables, so that the tables can be displayed. All right. So, object. We'll get rid of those IDs in a minute. We're probably going to be using them. We are going to be using them. Oh, I forgot to add one thing. There is an ID. And we're going to use this here. This will be underscore ID. This. And then our name will be, in this case, Myrtle Beach. This one, the public is true. And it's going to have that list of tables, so let's just grab that. Paste it. Whoops. And that's all the data for that. Next, we're going to display one more location. We're just going to do two for ease of everything. So this will be underscore ID. We will use this one. Name, let's just call it Tulsa. Public, false. And tables, have a list. We can use this one. Yep. And one more. Should be what we want. Now, okay, so that should be right. But I want to go back to routes because I think we missed a few things. So determines whether the location is open to public. If not public, location will contain. Okay, so that's no longer true. Public. We're not displaying the members at all. That's just a back end thing. Okay, this is correct. All right, I think we're good now. Let's see what it looks like. Get available locations. Let's make sure our link is working. Good. Response body, locations, array of location. Good. Example. Locations. And this, we don't. Yeah, see, there's an this should just be an array. So I think we'll make it like this right here, where it says location objects. And it'll say array of location still. Because this is, so we're responding with an object, but it's unnecessary. We just want to display an array. I'm just thinking how to say that, how to put it here, because this looks like an actual property on an object. So I think that will be clear if we just call this location objects, and then here this is, we're just going to do away with a lot of this. Yeah. Can I do this? No, I cannot. Crap. Yeah, see, the issue is, yeah, I'm not that good with Vim. Well, we're just doing this annoyingly manually. Oops. Sure there's a better way to do this, but oh well. Is that right? This needs to be done. Okay, I think that's right. Let's take a look. For example, an array, tables, that seems to be not lined up properly. Maybe that one. Everything else is good. There we go. Available locations, example. There we go. So this is a list of available locations to the user. Okay, good. Save this. I created a let's try this again. Alright, create documentation for get available locations route. Alright, let's go back to our RESTful routes, see if we need anything. So, we determined we did need this. Creating a new location, show farm to create now. Create, add new blog to database, then redirects, add new location to database. No. Show info about one location. We got that. So let's get one. Edit. We're not going to be editing our locations. Update. Same thing. Delete a location. No. If I want to do that, I'll do it manually. Good. Ooh, excuse me. So I think those are the only routes we need. Is there anything else? No, because locations are fairly simple. It's the tables that are more complex. So, next up, we get into documentation for tables. And that should really be it for now. Once we do the tables. Although the tables data probably isn't going to be too... I have to think about it more. But, break time. And we'll come back and get to work on the tables. So I will be back. Alright, we're back. Okay, we'll leave that for now in case we use it again. Let's take a look at tables. We got to go through the whole rigmarole. So we got a new data type here. So we're going to need to import table from /location /table.svelte. And let's create that. So we're going to need to create a directory for it. And table.svelte. Oops, I just realized I did something stupid. It's not location, table.svelte, it's table. Okay, I got that. Now let's open this up and open this up to reference from. So same thing here. Create event. Create. Jesus. Event dispatcher. Svelte. Dispatch. Create event dispatcher. route from dot slash components slash svelte, then import routes from dot slash routes.js. The ID will be table, not Rabel. Table. Table. The table tables contain users that have joined or in the process of joining a Jitsi meeting. A location will contain multiple tables that users may join. Each route says route. I've done this again, but I can literally just copy and paste everything here. Perfect example of when you should use component, but I don't want to right now. Alright, I think that's good. Now we need, that error is expected. Location but table. Routes.js. Oops, no idea what I just did there. Export default. Name. Table object. Title. Table object. Data. So the properties of this. Alright. Whoops, sorry. Smacked the mic again. Oop, that tea is still way too hot. Alright, so the table need to have a, excuse me. Table will need to have some sort of name or identifier. We'll figure that out on the back end. But what? Because as I mentioned before, to create a Jitsi meeting, the meeting has to have a name. So the meeting name will be like Cosphere Myrtle Beach table name. Now the issue is we have to create unique table names. I think I'll just give it a name for now. Name property, and then figure out later when I'm creating the actual route. But yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So we know that we just need a name. So actually, first thing is First thing is going to be the ID. Type string description. Unique identifier for the table. I still having Twitch? Looks like, yeah, okay. Looks like I had a problem. I guess not. Alright, unique identifier for the table. Okay, good. Again, this object. Next, the table. Let's look at. Let's do this again, but we're going to look at. It's still location because we put. Yeah, so the first iteration is on my arm, leaf or something. We put tables within our location. We're not going to do that now. So table's its own thing. And we're going to have so type. Again, yes, but I want to name it something else because I don't like using type as a property name. So thesaurus.com. Type. Brand, breed, category. Category work, description, form, group, lot, number, sample, sort, not sort, standard, strain, variety. I think category. That'd be good. Kind would be good as well. Cast, classification, cut, feather. Feather? Type, feather. Genre, ilk, likes, mold, order, species, yeah, I think I don't love it, but maybe we just go with type. Pigeonhole. Sort, standardized tab. Excuse me. So, I guess the reason I like using type is mostly because that was sort of a keyword for Mongoose, but I'm not using Mongoose. But still, type. Yeah, in Rust, a type is a specific thing. I don't want to use that. We'll go with category. We'll go with category for now. We can change it. It'll be a pain in the ass, but if we need to, we can. So, type is string description. What type of table this is. For example, general, so this is only for write. This is something that's not going to be used right away. Everything is going to be general. But in the future, I want to have tables that, like, one's like a Pomodoro. Pomodoro. Tomato table. That will be, yeah, that it'll have a timer for that, or there might be a table. Yeah, maybe we'll make tables for developers, tables for designers, so people know, oh, hey, other people working on similar thing are at these tables. But for now, they're all just going to be general, and that's something we'll implement later. But I still just want to have the category on here for now. Don't have to go back and fix it later. All right. Uh, Type of table. Description. Which type of table it is. For example, a general table or a table for specific type of work, etc. That's good enough for now. We're gonna come back and we'll end up coming back and refining this all later. All right, so name. What else do we have for the tables? All right. Occupants. So, thinking we'll call this seats because I remember last time that was not good. Now, let's I'm thinking how to handle this because one thing I found useful last time, and I think I'll do it this time, because different tables might have a different number of seats. So what I could do is just put, another property on here for max size. But I think it'd be a good idea to define out the seats to begin with, and then not so so that they each have an ID, and you can click on a specific seat to sit at instead of just clicking on the table and randomly being assigned a seat. It doesn't make any real difference, but I think it'd just be a nice touch. So yeah, this will be an array of objects. Um, Places for users to choose to join a table at. Seats are defined in advance. And will not be advanced, and none will be added or removed after the table is created. Now, I'm gonna go back to Stripe Docs and see how they handle this. I have a feeling I'm not going to do it the same way as them for this, simply because I don't want to. I know generally how they do it. I just don't want to do the work to implement that. Maybe I'll do it later. Yeah, so they've got a button, Show Child Attributes. I think I'm just going to, so address, it'll just be seats, for example, and then below it will be seats dot whatever. I'm just going to do that just for ease of creation. And then in the future, I'll come back and update that. So seats dot um but wait, this is, so that's an object. What about if it's an array? That's just an array of strings. Oh, it doesn't, it's overriding my control F. Yeah, fuck off. Array, data array. May contain the actual response elements, yada yada yada. That's, they're not even defined when it's, they don't even define it. Alright, well, I'm just gonna do it this way. So one thing we're gonna have seats ID type string description. Wait. Let me stop and think before I do this. So the reason I actually did this in the last one was because, why? I just lost my train of thought. The reason I did it last time, instead of just having a max seats there, was because why? I just had it in my head and I lost it. Yeah, okay. So it was because I wanted to update like each seat individually. When doing the web sockets. When doing the web sockets, what I was doing was, oh, a seat updated. I send down the I send that exact ID and the information for that exact seat, and it's just a teeny tiny amount of data. But I don't think I want to do that anymore. I want to be able to do just like all seats. It all gets updated. So instead of, oh, update this seat when it changes, update this seat, update this seat, update this seat. When something changes, just here's all the tables at the location. Go through it and figure it out. But is that the best way? Because doing this, if I predefine the seats, they each have an ID and they can be easily, they're synced between server and front end, between server and client, and I can just send an ID with that seat data, and then the front end can just go and update that one seat. I think I just want to do it for all tables. So each table will, like, go get the data and check it. But see, the problem is, let's go back. Scala draw. Okay, so we got this. This is a table now. These are seats. So let's put 6 seats here. Alright, we got 6 seats. Now the idea is, my original idea on the first iteration of CoSphere was to, someone clicks here, they sit there, they sit at that seat, it updates here, and then it's sent to the front end, or sent to the back end. The back end sends out a web socket, sends out a message to all front end saying someone sat in that exact seat. That's very complicated to implement. Because you have to make sure it's constantly up. Something gets out of sync, someone loses connection, it can cause issues. What I'm thinking is doing it table by table. So when a table changes, you just send all the data for the table. Say who's in each seat, whether it's nobody or somebody. You send the response for that table, and that table goes to the users and updates that. I'm thinking that's the way to do it. That'll keep it more simple, and that will allow the front end to auto sync. So basically, check to make sure that it is up to date, that nothing got out of sync with the server. So, because the thing is with WebSockets, for example, if the WebSocket breaks for some reason, or the WebSocket connection breaks for some reason, you lose internet for a minute or two, and an update happens in that time, someone's going to be out of sync. You want to be able to fix that. So I'm thinking with I'll just have one route for the WebSockets that sends table data. It will just, not a route, but whatever you want to call it. So it will just send table data. Send the data for a single table. Or it could do multiple tables if multiple table data is requested. So when someone joins a table, sends the data for the whole table, the front end handles checking all the seats. I think that is the best way to do it. That way, when it's quick and easy to check through 6 seats. So the back end, when someone joins, sends a message to everybody, says, hey, this table is updated, here's the new information for this table. And the front end can, I don't know, every minute or something, every 30 seconds, every fucking 5 years, whatever, can just send a quick WebSocket message to the server and say, hey, send me table data for all of my tables, and I'll check them all. Those will be small, because it's WebSockets, there'll be small requests, small responses, talking bytes. I mean, even if there's like 100 tables, like, I imagine that amount of data is like, a couple kilobytes. Yeah. So, and I mean, compared to the videos, the meetings, that's going to be nothing. So, I think that's our best bet. Everything is going to be handled at the table level. The front end can request. So, we're not going to say individual seats. We're going to say individual tables. On the other hand, what I could do is when someone sits down or gets up from a table, I could send information about that individual seat. But then When the user, when the front end needs the data, do it by table, not by seat, obviously. Um, my thinking is I think sending when someone sits or joins, I think it's gonna be fine to send the whole table. Um, would be much easier to just send one, because then you just find that one table by the ID and boom, updated. But I actually think, sorry, I'm just trying to think through this right now. What is the best? Um, so I'm trying to think if we do. So we've got a set number of seats. Do we want them to have a set ID? Well, I think so. That's going to make it easier on the front end, for sure. Create a bit more data for us. Uh, yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think defining the seats so it's not just an array. Yeah, that'll actually help me a lot with Rust because we'll have a defined length. So, okay. All right, we're doing that. All right, so we're keeping it like this. So I don't think we need the seat number because it'll just have an ID, and to be honest, we really don't care what order they're displayed in, do we? It'll just be as they are in the array. Yeah. Yeah, why did I ever need the seat number? It's just as they are. They're not going to change their location in the array. So why did I ever add seat number? That's stupid. Just use the index in the array. The seat number +1. All right. Uh. So. Unique identifier for the specific seat. Okay. Next one is going to be user ID. Do we need that? I think it's probably a good good idea. So we can quickly find information on that user. That can be sent to everybody because IDs are not secret. What are we going to use that for, though? Yeah, actually, because in the future, I'd like to implement things like you can click on user and send a message and whatnot. So I think yes. Seats dot user underscore ID. Type string optional. Description. ID of the user currently in this seat. Undefined. Let's say null if no user in seat. Good. Okay. What have we got next? So username, seats dot username, type string optional, description, the first name of the user currently in this seat, null if no user in seat, and I want to get rid of this comma here because I don't know why it's there in the first place, and avatar. Oops. Name, avatar, type, string. Now, here's the thing. If there's nobody in the seat, do we want to send down... So this is going to be the URL. This is a URL for the user. Not the URL. URL for the avatar of the user, their profile image, that will be displayed. Now, we can send... We have an option here of null if no yeah. My thought was, so, okay, there's nobody in the seat. So if there's a user in the seat, okay, obviously we send their avatar, whether it's the default one or their own. But if there's nobody in the seat, do we send the URL for the default image, or does the front end just know if there's nobody there, use the default image? I think null if no user in seat, just like the other two. So the front end will just have to know, hey, if there's nobody here, then go to, /avatar, /default image, whatever. Figure that out later. Avatar of the user currently in this seat, null if no user in seat. I think that's it. Oh, I need to mark this as optional. Well, yeah. Yep. Okay. Tables. Anything else? I think that's it, really. Mostly just a list of seats. Yeah, I think that's good. Alright, let's go to... I don't... Yes, I do. No, I don't. Wait, do I? No, I don't. Examples... routes docs table examples.js. Alright, so let's first open up this so we can copy our homework from it. For default, it's going to be table object title table object Alright, now we need to go back here. Routes, so we can reference that. So the ID, and let's go grab another one of these. Category, general. Let's add down here on line 14, available categories. That's all we've got so far. Add more in the future, but for now that's fine. So seats is array. So we're going to have underscore. It's an array of objects. So underscore ID. Oops. Grab more of these. We're gonna create 6 seats because that's gonna be the standard. Seats dot user underscore ID. What am I doing? User underscore ID. This needs to that. User ID. Mark this as null for now. User name. Null. And avatar. So we're going to create 6 of these. Then we're going to put 3 people in those seats. Actually. Four, 5, 6. I need to generate a lot of IDs here. So let's just do 3 for now. 1, 2, 3. And let's do this one. And the username, we'll go with Bob. Avatar we'll do in a bit. Let's grab more. And we'll put this user here. Need to Bob, and we'll do one more user. Put him at the last table. Okay, username Frank, and gotcha. All I'm gonna need 3 more. 3 for each of the avatars. This is annoying. But whatever. Probably gonna have to do this several more times too. Jesus. Alright, so Bob, your avatar will be /API/ avatar / boom.webp. Cool. Alright. Let's grab another one. User ID, username. Gotcha. /API/avatar/ webp. Good. And last one. Frank /API/avatar/ bonk and webp. And that's it. I actually just noticed a mistake I made here, so this should be seats.avatar. I know this isn't exactly right, but I think it makes sense and everyone will understand. Because seats is an array. This should be something like at x, at I, whatever. But I think this is a perfectly fine way to describe it. I think everybody will get that. Okay. Let's go to the menu. A class equals main. href table. A class equals sub href table object. Right. Need to go here. So I got table here, but I didn't add it down here yet. Table on display aside. Display aside. Good. Let's see if it's working. Table. Alright, table object. Use a string, unique identifier for the table, yada yada. Example is not opening. Okay. Let's see if we've got an error. Alright, did I need, oh, yeah. Import table samples from ./table/examples.js. And here, table examples. That should do it. Let's try it again. Boom, look at that, beautiful. Let's see if this is... It's scrolling weird for some reason. Oh, that's right, that's the way it should work. But the title isn't up there, so don't love that. Is that a similar issue with get token, was it? No. There was one where you put an example. Yes, the update avatar. Now it's working. So why is this one not? Because our title is hidden up there, unless it's not added for some reason, which I doubt. It's there. Yeah, that's right. Excuse me. No. Hidden aside. Okay, there we go. Table object. Yeah, it's not scrolling properly, because now I'm not even getting to the top. Alright, well, that's going to be an assignment for another day. I'm going to save this. Create documentation for table object. That is going to be it for today. I got a meeting soon at 6:30, and I need to get ready for it. So, excuse me. That will be it for today. And I will be back tomorrow, God willing, and I'll hopefully see you then.